Kitchen cupboards can sometimes prove to be awkward to use when you're storing items, especially small cupboards when you are trying to get something from the rear of the cupboard. You end up reaching into the back, knocking things over and eventually taking items out. So what can we do? Well, what about adding a sliding drawer unit? In this video I'll take you through the steps I took from design process, 3D printing, assembly and finally fitment into the cupboard. Okay, for the design I need to take some overall dimensions. So looking at the width, we've got a measurement of 265 millimeters. So the depth is something I'm not too concerned about, but we'll check it anyway. So we're looking at a figure of around 450, 460 millimeters in length. So now we've got those overall dimensions, I can start looking at the CAD modelling. For the design process, I opened up AutoCAD Inventor to create the designs for each part. I started with the design for the runner supports, creating a sketch and then extruding the length. I then added the hole positions and some hexagon shaped recesses to locate the M4 nuts. These were then extruded onto the model. So with all the parts completed, you can see them assembled in an exploded view. I then 3D printed all the parts. This included 3 trays, 4 runners, 2 per side, 3 base supports, 2 front mounting brackets and 2 rear mounting brackets. I then removed the excess material from each 3D part by hand, deburred all the edges using a deburr tool. These tools are pretty good at removing small shavings while leaving a clean edge. With the 3D printed parts deburred, I then glued the trays, applying a small amount of glue to the mounted surfaces. I then positioned the trays on a flat surface and used 4 small clamps to secure them while the glue dried. I then assembled the left-hand runner supports, front and rear, to the steel runner and mounting supports. To start with, I attached the front mounting bracket to the steel runner. Then pressed in 4 M4 nuts into the hexagonal recesses on the runner supports in the position shown. Now I was able to assemble the runner using 4 M4 bolts. The right hand runner was assembled in the same way. For each base support, I again pressed in 4 M4 nuts as shown. The 2 runners were now ready for final assembly, but I still need to insert M4 nuts into the hexagonal recesses on the runner supports using the pull-through method in the position shown. I was then able to start final assembly by lining up the base supports and trays with the runners. The completed assembly is then secured with 8 M4 screws in each tray. Once the unit was completed, I realised that it could not be installed into the cupboard in its assembled state. This was because I planned on keeping the existing shelf in position as additional support and mounting the unit directly above it. This, however, caused a problem whereby securing the runner supports wouldn't be possible due to limited access. To overcome this, I removed the trays and base units and installed the runner supports first. Okay, so now what we can do is offer up the 2 left hand and right hand runners into the cupboard. And one issue I have realised is that I can't screw through this runner because access is blocked by this part of the moving runner. So what I've done is I've drilled 2 9mm holes so that when the unit is in position, I can access this hole here. The one at the back isn't a problem because that just slides forward. Okay, so let's get on with it. So I've got a box of screws, 3.5mm by 25mm long. What I'm just going to do is screw into the wood to mark this position at the front. Then we can do the same with this side. Again, drill the 9mm hole for clearance to access the screw position. So we can offer that up. Okay, so what I need to do is remove the first runner. Now I'm going to use a 2mm pilot drill. Don't be drilling too far, just enough to take the screw. You can then put the shelf back in and then reposition the runners. So now what I'm going to do is mark the rear hole position. Okay, so we now should be able to reassemble the shelf and the runners in position. Okay, so I can now put the runners in. Okay, that's one runner in position. Okay, for this side I need a shorter screwdriver. So I recently purchased this little set, which is great. It's got a range of bits. It's got the handle and an extendable bar so that you can position it in. And it snaps into different lengths positions. So in this case we're using the +2. Attach that in there. As you can see, I can adjust the length accordingly. Perfect. I'll leave a link in the description for this screwdriver. So both those runners are now ready to receive the base. So as shown in the previous part of this video, the base assemblies are made up of individual parts. So there is the base unit, which is in two sections, and the base plate, which mounts to the runners. So I've made 3 different trays to fit this unit. Also, I'm using 4mm by 10mm screws, and I've already mounted the base unit to the plate using the screws in the centre. The outer screws will locate onto the runners. And then the front unit goes on so. Okay, and there it is completed. So let's test it out. Okay, so I think that's largely a successful completion of a little project. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I was a bit worried that the fitment might not work and it might not be strong enough, but as you can see, there's some fairly heavy items and bottles in there, and as long as you're not too rough with it, it's pretty sturdy. It also seems pretty stable. The bottles are not moving over, so I'm fairly happy with that. I could possibly put some inserts in to locate the bottles. That's something I might look at for future, not sure yet. The other addition I want to do is add some sort of a handle onto the front, which I can design to fit onto one of the mounting screws underneath. But that's something I'm going to look at next. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. Thanks for watching.